Okay, we said in the last video, we were talking about Platonism as the exact opposite of Nietzsche. Why? Because it believes in the objectivity of morality, the objectivity of the good, the objectivity of truth, right? Plato is anti-relativistic, therefore, and also he believes in the split world, the metaphysical world, the world of the physical, and then the world of the metaphysical, the beyond the physical, the world of ideas. We'll talk more about this in the next video, and the world of sensible reality, okay? But we'll come back to those ideas in a little bit in a couple of the videos that follow this. But I just want to say just something very briefly to sort of make this make a little bit more sense. What are Plato's influences? Or what is Plato really, where does he get this idea that there's a world of ideas out there? It seems ridiculous. And Platonism is a really interesting philosophy because it seems ridiculous when you first hear it, but then it actually kind of is the only possible way to make sense of the world if you're not a Nietzschean, which is interesting. But one of Plato's influences was Pythagoras, or the Pythagoreans, the cult of which are really kind of mystical mathematicians, or mathematicians who were interested in mysticism. They would this is kind of a parody, but they would get together and incense and worship numbers. Really, they believed mathematical objects were real. They believed that the number 2, for example, or 2 plus 2 is 4. These are eternal, universal truths that are objectively real. Think about this. Do you ever think about this? It's a ridiculous question, but it actually is. It gets to the point, to the heart of the matter. What's the ontological status of mathematics? So let me put it this way. What's the reality of mathematical objects? Does 2 exist? Think about it. You see 2 things here, right? But you actually don't see the number 2. 2 is the relation, right? Now you only see 1. Now there's 2. 2 is the relation between things. Does that relation really exist, right? You just sense, obviously, sensible reality or physical objects. But what is the status of numbers? Numbers are how science works. Numbers are how the world works in a certain sense. Are they real or aren't they? Well, Pythagoreans thought they were real. They thought they were actually objective. The way of thinking of it is, what about the laws of nature? Are these laws actually real? I mean, that's how science works. What's the status? What's the reality of mathematical objects? And Pythagoreans believed mathematical objects were real. They were eternally existing, mind-independent realities. And where do they exist? Well, they don't exist in this world, right? I mean, we see the relation, but we can't actually see the number 2 or the number 5 or whatever. When I use the word see, therefore, I'm equivocating, right? When I say I see a bottle and a bottle cap, I mean, I perceive it, I sense it. But when I say I see the number 2, I mean, I intellect it with my mind. I think it, right? And so there's the world of thought. Think of it this way. The split world in Platonism is the world of thought versus the world of sensible and physical reality, okay? And in order to make sense of the objectivity of numbers, of morality, of truth, Plato had to split the world. He had to say there was a world of thought that was just as real as this world, if not more real than this world. Okay, there's the world of physical reality, and there's the world of thought, or the world of ideas, or the world of what Plato calls the forms.